Welcome to a week in the life of a millionaire in Los Angeles, California. I have flown all the way from the other side of the world to go to a mastermind which has cost me $25,000 in this entire trip to level up. I'm going to take you through the journey of what I'm doing this week, why I'm here, and give you loads of golden nuggets. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Charlie Johnson. I'm a former failed personal trainer who's now sold over $10 million of online fitness products. I have nothing to sell you, but one thing to show you, and that's my journey in terms of how we can help you. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And we are going to take you through a rock and roll ride of the time here in Los Angeles. Firstly, check out that for a banging view when the focus is in terms of what it is like here in California. Super green. We're actually in Costa Mesa. I went to Laguna Beach and Laguna Village earlier on today, which is also dope. So we're going to take you along for the journey. See you next part of the video.
Like if you guys can get that nailed down, even by tonight, everything else in the whole rest of the week is going to get a lot easier.
Power that I've found being in this room and being around like-minded people has been so freaking cool. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate the fact that I get to be here and get to do this. So a little bit of background on me, just from the perspective of who I am, so you guys can understand this.
So at the end of day one, a lot of the information was a bit beginnerish, but the reality is the most important thing with going to events is the people you meet. I had one conversation means I'm probably going to speak at an event in Australia, and the second thing I did was end up meeting someone who's got some sick AI software, some stuff that I didn't even know, that could potentially make absolute some fortune. So if even those two things come together, it's worth all the way of the flight coming here and back. So the reality is people need to understand the opportunity cost of when you don't go to an event is huge, because it's not actually even stuff that's taught, it's often the people you meet. So that's number one thing, is go to events, you make more money and you meet more people, and then also eat more steak afterwards. So day two here in Los Angeles, we are just about to go and train some back with Frank Dunbanken. The number one secret I'm going to give you if you're a trainer and you're struggling to get your business to grow is you don't practice what you preach and you're not in good shape. So the first thing you should do if you're a trainer and want to have a successful business is focus on being in really good shape. And it doesn't mean you have to be an IFBB pro or AKA IFBB broke, because a lot of people, IFBB pros, make zero money. But it's at least practice what you preach and be the attractive character to your audience. So I'm going to go train, smash them back, and then head over to the event today. Today I'm really looking forward to see Jason Capital speak. He's a marketing weasel, and I will fill you guys in on the biggest things I learned today and biggest takeaway points. These free motion machines are super nice. Like, I don't like those hoist ones like the one next to you, it's not nice. I think this is probably the most underrated exercise. Straight arms. There's nothing worse when you film something and you can hear your own breath on the fucking recording afterwards. The lighting's good there. I might have to get one on my phone. As soon as you get natural light, you look so much better, right? Yeah, bro. You look fucking great straight away.
Yeah.
Fuck me, how much more weight did you add?
I'm going to use real weight.
So day three here in the US, and it is grey and rainy. It reminds me somewhat of the UK. So yesterday, one of the things I say is important in masterminds, I actually skipped and didn't watch most of yesterday because I had actual business shit I need to do, which is more important. And sometimes a lot of things I find when you have more experience aren't as relevant for you. So then I'll sit those things out and I can work and brainstorm and annihilate myself with caffeine and modafinil and other things as I did. The coffee I had actually was a cold brew, oat milk, cinnamon doxy syrup, which anyone in the US knows is the GOAT. In terms of what I did take a lot from yesterday was Bedros did a talk for about an hour. I'm doing a podcast with him next week, which if you watch these videos, you should definitely go and watch because that's going to be sick. And there's a lot of things I took from that in terms of leadership. And when I have my notes up on my iPad, I'll show you what that looks like. I'll show you the biggest takeaway points from that. Now we're gonna go and train upper body with Frank and then see where the day takes us. Oh, one thing that's also slightly annoying. If anyone who's in the gym, I have realised I have not got enough clean shorts and my shorts are still sweaty and they smell. Bad situation. Yeah, you fucking put load weight on that.
Good.
I like this hoist stuff, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's training wrapped up. Rookie mistake I have made. Anyone who goes to the gym and then has to shower and go somewhere else will know the pain I am just going through. I am wearing white shorts, a yellow top, which you can't really see from this camera's on face lock. And I forgot to bring my underwear. So I'm having to go to Commando to an event with like 100 people with white shorts on. Ideal. More important note is I was in a bad mood this morning, and the #1 way to change your physical state is exercise. If you're in a shitty mood and you're not happy right now, go outside, do 100 burpees, do fucking couple of sprints. Your physical state will actually change your mental state. So like, the biggest thing for me in terms of why fitness is so important for you to be a successful entrepreneur is because it allows you to get control of your emotions and your mind, and then that allows you to perform at peak capacity. So do something physically very hard every day and you'll be way more successful. This is why you don't see fat and overweight billionaires. Think about it.
So I want to tell you about a prioritization problem. How many of you feel like you have a lot to do often, but not enough time? Okay, thank you. Thank you for being honest. Appreciate you. All of us actually feel that way. I feel that way too. So I'm just like you. Now the question is, there's a lot of these prioritization matrices, ideas that happen, but the more complex it is, the more effort to prioritize something.
So that's a wrap on the event. The first hour with Siobhan this morning, who's a billionaire. He used to work as an investment banker, billionaire in our real estate company, was very, very profound, and that in itself was worth the entire flight here from Dubai to the US, because the real key to you being successful is actually seeing how successful people actually think and how they make decisions and the way you look at things. And when you surround yourself with that type of success, it then becomes easy for you to become successful because you learn how really smart people, successful people think. You then start to mirror the way they think, and as long as you execute, take actions, you then become successful. And you create your own luck in life, become lucky by putting yourself in the right situation and learning the right things and getting to know the right people. And he taught some insane frameworks in terms of like how you should make decisions, which I'll go into later in the video because it's in my bag at the moment. There's some worksheets, which was a huge one, and even in terms of how you should delegate tasks. So for anyone who has a business and a team, that's a very relevant thing. And if you're someone who's wondering whether you should travel to events to get better at what you do, there is no way if you travel to an event, you don't 2x the amount of money you make. Like from that event, the money you spent. Like you'll double your money. No, that's impossible because of the information you learn and the relationships you build. We also have our Marbella event happening in the 29th of June. So if you want to come to that, drop me an Instagram, message me on Instagram at Charlie Johnson Fitness with Marbella, send the information over to that. 2 days of learning at the Puente Romana Hotel, and then we also have another Dubai event is in November. It's actually now a nice day here in the US, so I am going to go home. I barely eat anything, which is why I'm getting shredded. The key to getting shredded is going to events where you don't really eat anything all day and just take shitloads of caffeine. So I'm gonna go home, eat something, then we're going for dinner, and tomorrow I might go to Disneyland because my friend Frank said about he's going to Disneyland tomorrow. I got FOMO because I've never been to Disneyland, so we may well go to Disneyland. We will see. So it's now Saturday. We are not in an event, and there's less boring business shit. We are at Universal World Studios, and it's so easy to be successful. Me and my girlfriend Charlie were just saying, because everyone in the United States is incredibly fucking fat. When you come to somewhere like this, nearly like 9 out of 10 people is like super obese and super out of weight, out of shape. And it's just an example of how the whole of society is completely fucked and why it's going to be so easy for everyone else to succeed. People are getting fatter, they're getting more out of shape, and this is a bigger problem. And also, if anyone is an online coach who's watching this, who thinks there's not enough people to coach, trust me, there's plenty of fat people, in particular in the United States, so try and target those people. Anyone wants to run a Facebook ad to Universal Studios, probably a good idea, because your target market's definitely here. And try and get the people who aren't brokies who have the VIP passes, because they probably better afford the program. That's also a second tip. Scooby-Doo as well.
About to meet his hero.
So by far the most impressive place of Universal Studios so far is Harry Potter Land, or Harry Potter Kingdom, whatever the fuck this place is called. Harry Potter Land. Everything's pretty sick. And it almost reminds me of the UK in the fact of like a village. The second thing I say, if anyone is a trainer and you go to places like this, what you want to do is get photos and videos with stuff that's really, really cool. Because I'm going to show you the reason I have this photo, which I just took, which I don't know has been shown in this video yet, which is me and Scooby-Doo. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan, comment below. It's because it's very good for pattern interrupt on social media. You can run as ads, or you can even run as a static image with a sick caption. So the number one marketing tip I'm going to give you is use shit like that sticks out. It'll help people stop the scroll, and it'll help you make more money, get more traffic on social media. My girlfriend is now in here buying chocolate frogs from Harry Potter store, or Harry Potter Land, or whatever the place is. And we're now going on a Universal Studios tour this afternoon. So we're going to actually have a look around the studios where they actually make some of the films. But not Harry Potter, because there's actually a Warner Brothers film apparently. What is this even called?
A cookie croissant.
If anyone knows how to practically actually eat that, I would be highly impressed. The cookie on the top's nice. I actually don't even know. You can pick it up and eat it.
Like, eat it like a burger.
I've got white shorts on. It's sweeter than a croissant. It's like cake. I'm paranoid about getting this on my shorts. I'm just gonna walk around and look like I've shit myself all day. It's good. Everyone likes dry food. It means you can eat more of it. To be fair, the chocolate coating on the top's super nice. It's highly impractical to eat and very messy. 8 out of 10. I like the chocolate, the top half bang. It almost doesn't need the bottom bit of this shit. You just need like the top bit. It's Sunday morning, it is bright and early, and we are going to go do a podcast, and you can see this Starbucks sign. We have got a medium Americano with some Dolce syrup, and I've driven an hour and 20 minutes to come and do this podcast very, very early. And one of the things that I think is important to highlight with this, I'm not on vacation because my life is basically vacation, some would say, but the reality is I'm willing to go and do things that most people won't, which is why I will get ahead. So in terms of the reality of why I've driven an hour and 20 minutes to come and do a podcast in the US, is that there could be one person on this podcast who listens to, I have the ability to change their life, who also could become a future client. And if you also think about the beauty of long form content, is that this next hour, however long I'm on this podcast for, it's going to sit on the internet forever. And also you get some sick relationships with people who tend to have podcasts who then introduce you to other people, and you build your network. And your network builds your net worth. Here's also my big red shiny truck, which is actually slightly shit. Don't buy a Toyota Frontier. Stick to American trucks, are way better. And I've been posting for years on social media to get to the point where I got traction.
5 years in, bro.
Yeah.
Right? 5 years. Show up as their organic self, and so what do? It's called incestual marketing. Oh, well, I saw Charlie do this, and I saw Joey Swoll do this, so I'm going to do that too. Willing to go out there and do the consistent content creation because they get all into their head. I'm going to be judged. What will they think? There's already people putting out content. Yeah, but
one of the things you said there was very interesting, something we teach our clients a lot, like attractive character framework, almost from like Russell Brunson, where you basically take people through the journey from who you were, why you started to get in shape, who the villains were, and then out the other end. And one of the things you mentioned there was vulnerability. And one of the things that I try and show the shit stuff that happens to me as much as possible. And I know one of the big things I think really catapulted some of your social media recently was talking about, I actually heard you talking about when you spoke at an event about you being molested, and how that suddenly just differentiated you from everyone else because you being so raw and open about something very challenging that happened to you.
yeah. Well, think about this.
Okay, so this podcast wrapped up. I was supposed to drive all the way back to Newport and then train. However, I pulled up on the road outside there somewhere, and I saw a sign for Zoo Culture Gym. I thought this was the main Zoo Culture Gym, which I've heard mixed reviews on, and it's very expensive. And this isn't the main one, it's another one, but I just wanted to train and get it over and done with. So training some arms, getting jacked. Equipment wise, it's a lot of weightlifting stuff. I have to do a lot of cardio, and there isn't a Stairmaster, which is not ideal because I need to walk on the treadmill, and that's boring as fuck. Weight's generally pretty good. Atmosphere is fucking terrible. We're gonna smash that arm session and then drive all the way back to Newport and let's see where the day takes us. One thing that is pretty wild here is the lighting makes you look fucking extra jacked. Or maybe my arms just got a bit bigger. So there's gonna be 2 extra dope videos that will be coming out in the next few days. So number 1 is I did a podcast with Bedros Keuilian at his office at Fit Body Bootcamp. Probably one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done. Secondly is I did a podcast with Ryan Fisher, who's a very good friend of mine, has a low ticket fitness app with 30,000 members. Dude went from being homeless to and stealing food to living in a $4 million house and having one of the biggest fitness programs in the world. This is probably one of the most beautiful areas in the world I've ever been. The rest of California, in terms of Los Angeles, is an absolute shithole. Probably the worst place I've ever been, but here is absolutely amazing. So if you want to go to California and have a true experience, go to Costa del Mar, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach. In terms of this video, this is the end. If you enjoy the video, make sure you smash the like button, comment below any questions, hit the subscribe, and make sure if you do come to California, don't go to LA, it's an absolute dive. Make sure you go to Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Costa del Mar, and make sure you check out the 2 podcasts coming out with Ryan Fisher and Bedros Keuilian. And we'll see you next video very, very soon.